Welcome to episode 75 of Squib Kick Radio. I am your host, as always, Elias Powell, and I am joined here by both Harry Burton and Riley Pollock. If you guys could be a fish in the ocean, what fish would you be?
I'd probably be killer whale. No, I guess killer whales are technically mammals, right?
They are orcas, but
Yeah.
I would let them be a fish in the sea.
Okay, yeah, that's it for sure, because they toss seals and it's hilarious.
Okay. Harry,
This is a tough question.
you did ask for it.
I didn't ask for this question. For the record, I said no one cares about how we're doing today. So, viewers, let us know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we are, because I don't know a fish. I will go with the. You know what? I don't want to disregard any other fish by leaving them out of this list. So I'll just politely decline to answer.
Jesus.
Okay.
Eli, what's your fish of choice?
I don't know. I've got a couple on the mind, but I think I might go with the sperm whale just because they dive to crazy depths and they eat giant squid, which are like mythical creatures basically in our eyes. So
That's pretty cool.
And that's their primary source of food, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I'll take that answer.
Cool.
You know what? I changed my answer. My answer is now orca, the most feared predator when it comes to the sperm whale. So there you go.
So the killer whale, like I said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Same thing.
I said
We're
orca.
applaud, Harry.
I said orca. You said killer. Tomato. Come on.
Oh man, good start.
Orcas also do not kill sperm whales, I don't believe.
Yeah, that sounds made up.
Sperm whales, I think, are the whale that is Moby Dick.
Yeah.
For those of you that are
Well, I just typed in on Google
well-versed.
sperm whale predator, and the first thing that came up was the orca whale. So
Wow.
either
Let's go.
either you're wrong or Google's wrong, Eli. Let's be real.
Probably
So,
Google.
Now we know.
Yeah, that's pretty pretty interesting. Oh no, but I am right about the sperm whale. They do eat the giant squid. So my answer will not change. Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, let's get into today's episode. We got a ton of football to talk to. Unfortunately, we're not talking marine biology for those of you that were slightly hoping for that today. But we are talking football. So we got a week 7 recap, and we also have a news and injury report, and of course our week 8 preview and our picks. I'm going to lead the week 7 recap this week, and I'm going to start with the Arizona-Seattle game, the Sunday nighter. And how terrifying was that rundown by DK Metcalf?
Yeah, that was rank. He, I believe he reached a top speed of just over 22. Is it miles?
I think it
per
was
hour?
like 20. I think it was 20. I thought it was. Oh yeah, it was just over 22.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, and saved a timely touchdown, but ultimately did not matter as Arizona pulls out the win in overtime. I was just glad for not having a tie.
Yeah, it
personally.
looked like it was going that way, and then Russ Bus kind of blew it. I mean, who had the touchdown? DK in overtime that got called back?
Yes,
And then interception right after.
it was a hold.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was in overtime either. They didn't do anything in overtime. I think it was right before overtime. Yeah.
Fair.
Yes.
But yeah, then Russ Bus throws a pick and field goal wins it.
Isaiah Simmons' first career interception.
Yeah.
My
Rookie
goodness,
out of Clemson.
does Kyler look good though?
About time.
No, he's been having like a good game every single week this year.
Fantasy wise.
Yeah, I mean, he threw for like 97 yards. Or no, he was like, I don't know, some crazy low statistic last week. They still won, so like no one really cared. But he completed like 9 passes or something
Yeah,
like that.
I think he was like 9 of 25 last week.
Yeah, that's what it was. But he's getting wins.
Yeah.
So that's what matters. Your Falcons, Riley, they did it again.
I'm proud of them, honestly. Like, to accidentally score a touchdown to lose is not many teams can do that. You know, they're really good at what they do, and what they do is blow leads when they have a 98% chance win probability. They've blown 3 leads with a 98% win chance probability this year. The rest of the league combined has 4 blown leads of the same nature.
Yeah, it's that was a tough look. I am glad Todd Gurley did go into the end zone. That would have hurt my fantasy soul to see him stop on the 1 yard line like that. But
did you guys see the video of Matt Ryan like in the huddle being like, "Don't score"?
No,
I think it just dropped today. He's like, "Don't score, go down after the first down." And then he tried so hard and he fell down on the goal line.
You gotta think though, there's like a certain amount of just muscle memory. Like Gurley's not even thinking what he's doing. He knows the play and his body just like takes over. He's done it so many times.
Well, I think he needed to get the first down.
It was like 2 yards to the first down and like 7 yards to the touchdown. And the Lions player was kind of holding him back a little bit and then let go of him, so it kind of slingshotted him forward as well.
Yeah, so he had to fight for the initial yardage to even get to the first down, and then they let him go and carried him forward.
Yeah, it was sad, but like kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, he got into the end zone by a half.
Yeah.
It was a half inch.
Yeah,
like,
it was tough.
That was so, like, that's as close as you can try to not score a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, tough one.
Mm-hmm. Then Dallas. Dallas is just on fire right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they suck.
Like if losing was like the opposite of good, which I guess it is, but yeah. I had something there, didn't quite come out, so.
No, those weren't that. You just described what losing is.
I did.
But yeah, Andy Dalton wasn't great, and then he got his head taken off. Very Simone Lawrence-esque play. And
the guy doesn't even get suspended.
No, he has to be in concussion protocol.
Well, he was out. He was out.
Yeah.
He was on weird street after that hit for sure.
Yeah, so that's tough for the Cowboys, whose quarterback already wasn't playing good, and then their third stringer comes in.
Ben DiNucci. Let's talk about Ben DiNucci for a second.
He is not the answer.
No. Ben DiNucci is probably the most fun name to say in the NFL. Hands down. How can he not be the franchise quarterback from here on out?
Well, because he came in and they still lost 25-3 to
Ben DiNucci. Well, he didn't know he was going to be playing. He's the third string. The last thing he's thinking.
Well, he's the second string right now.
Yeah, but give the guy a break.
Prepare like you're starting.
Give Ben DiNucci a break, Rawls. Let's see how he is when he knows he gets a full week of reps.
Yeah, I mean, he only threw the ball 3 times.
Ben DiNucci. You heard it here first. He's going to be a stud. Ben DiNucci.
Well, Mike McCarthy called out his entire team about not going to the aid of Andy Dalton, and
yeah, that was super soft.
Yeah, it just is a testament to what's going on in Dallas right now.
Yeah. Once again, Zeke only with 13 touches, Pollard at 8. It's 2 straight weeks where they've been pretty close in touches.
Well, they're playing from behind.
Yeah, fair.
Jerry Jones has been saying he's thinking about making some major moves before the deadline. Does he trade Zeke?
I don't think so. It's so hard to make blockbuster trades, I feel like, in the NFL.
You're not going to find someone that wants that contract either. That's the big thing. I think if it was a normal running back salary of years past, I don't think it would be that much of an issue, but he's making a lot of money, and I mean,
I disagree.
Well, I had this question. I had this question in the news, so let's just put it here, I guess. Should the Cowboys, if they want to make a big move, trade for a quarterback or accept their fate?
Yeah, no, they tank for Trevor. This is the perfect time to tank for Trevor.
But they already have 2 wins, and I just don't think that the Jets are going to have 2 wins this year.
How many more times do the Jets play the Tank Bowl? Do they play each other? We shall see. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they trade for a quarterback in all honesty.
Not even a Fitz? Now that he's pissed?
I mean, if you can get him for a 6th round pick, sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't see it coming. Like, if they really needed someone, there's lots of free agents. They can figure it out.
The Cowboys do not play the Jets this year, so no Tank Bowl.
No Tank Bowl.
They play the football team again on the 26th of November.
Yeah, they already blew it once when they were trying to win, so it'd be a believable tank.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Justin Fields or Trevor. Either one would be good.
Yeah, I just think there's worse teams around that are probably going to get them.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways, moving on. We've got Pittsburgh wins the battle of the 5-0s. They beat Tennessee.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun football game to watch, especially the back half of it.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like this Pittsburgh team.
Yeah, their
good. Defense is sick. Like, sick.
Yeah.
They looked a step above Tennessee for sure.
Yeah.
The entire game.
It was 24-7 at the half for Pittsburgh, and then it finished 27-24. Like, the Titans really, really tried, but just couldn't get there. AJ Brown had a huge game, 153 yards and a touchdown. Like, he went off. Oh, he's so good. Derrick Henry, 75 yards rushing only, which is like all you can really ask for.
Yeah, and did you see that one Steeler, that one linebacker guy that had to stop him at the one? Oh my God, literally just destroyed his shoulder. I haven't heard anything come out really because he's more of a, I think he's filling in for Bud Dupree actually, so not one of the main guys you hear in the news, but he has to have a separate or I thought it looked like a broken collarbone.
Yeah, it's honestly like a career decision to meet Derrick Henry in the hole. Like
he stopped him, though, but it cost him his collarbone.
Yeah, that was violent.
It was. That's what I said in our group chat. I was like, that is a violent collision.
Yeah. San Fran fed the Patriots.
They're awful.
Cam Newton got pulled. They're not good. And it looks like everyone's questioning of the New England offense was right when we said that Tom Brady didn't have any weapons. Because now look at what he's doing with weapons again.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's tough to put your finger on it, but the guy's good at football, man.
Who's that?
Finds out a way.
Tom?
Tom.
Yeah. Well, it looked like he was like kind of mad at the start of the season, but he's really turned it on the past 2-3 weeks.
Well, I heard he was going by the playbook that was given to him at the beginning of the season, and now he's being able to call his own plays.
That could do it.
Yeah.
That is, I think, the biggest difference with Tom Brady.
It was also, back to my previous statement, was not Bud Dupree, but Devin Bush. That was the injured Steeler. Little fact check there. We do check our sources here. And it was Robert Spillane who met him in the backfield and got his shoulder blown up. So I'm just trying to figure out what actually happened.
I haven't seen anything either. Maybe he's just chill.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it hurt.
Yeah. Bears offense was brutal.
Yeah.
Against the Rams. They had a field goal. Their defense scored the touchdown.
I actually didn't watch this game.
It was a beating. Like 24-10 is what the final score was, but it could have been way worse. Like the Rams dominated them. Nick Foles looked awful. And apparently Foles and Nagy have a bit of a beef now. Foles doesn't want Nagy calling the offensive plays or doesn't agree with the plays that Nagy's been calling, so little turmoil in Bears.
Yeah, he says he's calling plays that he knows will not work.
Yeah.
It's a little drama. Chicago.
Yeah. Any other games, boys?
Well, no, not really. I was going to talk about the news. Or is that where we are?
Let's talk about the news.
Okay. Well, let's just go into the news. OBJ, done for the season.
Yeah.
Torn ACL. That sucks.
Yeah, it's tough. And he did it on a tackle off of just garbage interception from Baker.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough. Had him on the fantasy squad. Was doing well. Yeah. Top 20 fantasy wide receiver.
I had him on one of my leagues as well, so I had to make a trade this week, unfortunately. But yeah, hate to see it, but that also hurts my Baker Mayfield passing bet.
Yeah, that's not going to be great for you.
I was going to say, let's be real. Let's be real here, Eli. Your bet was already hurt before this, so.
Hey, he almost threw for 300 yards.
It's true.
He's only had
he's
7
like 12th
weeks.
in the AFC.
Yeah, 7 weeks to do it.
Carlos Dunlap to the Seahawks, Eli.
Yeah.
It's a big move.
Finally. They need help, man. It was pretty clear in that Arizona game. Their defense was exhausted, and they just can't get to the passer.
Yeah, their pass rush was garbage. Kyler dropped back.
It has been all year.
Kyler dropped back like 38 times or something, I want to say, and they didn't get a QB hit even. Not even a knockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. That's big for the defense and good for Carlos's career.
Yeah.
So.
Allen Robinson's in concussion protocol right now. Got his noodle bounced around a little bit.
Yeah, and that's
tough
sweet.
Look.
That's sweet for me, who has Allen Robinson. Just about every player on my team is injured, but you battle through. You do what you can.
Well, it's that kind of season.
And if he can't play, like an already not good Bears offense gets way worse.
Yeah, I would look for Anthony Miller to move into that number 1 spot.
Yeah. Seahawks also have 3 running backs on the injured list right now, like on the injury report.
Yeah, it's saying Carson's going to be a game time decision though.
Yeah, Hyde's questionable with a groin, I believe, groin tightness or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't Homer hurt too? Is Homer still there?
Yeah, he's
he's hurt.
Penny? He's hurt still.
Yeah, Rashad Penny is on the IR. He should be coming back soon though.
Yeah, it's a tough day to be a running back in Seattle. Tough couple weeks.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake also didn't have this on the thing, but he's out they're basically treating it as a high ankle sprain. Could be, 3 to 5, 4 to 6 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
He had a few good games there too. Stringing together a couple good games, and then he got hurt.
Chase Edmonds is going to thrive in that offense. He's been doing so well.
Yeah, he's a good one. We'll see how he does as the lead back, but a lot of the times the back that kind of fills in looks better as the secondary back than he does as the lead back. But
yeah,
you could say the same thing though about Drake last year being that fill-in guy and looking better than David Johnson, but then this year kind of went and Drake was the starter for like the end of the season last year and was looking good for all of his games. And then coming into this year, it's just like, it kind of looks like almost the same thing where what happened to Drake? Are teams just preparing for this now or like what's going on? And the backup could look better.
Well, and Drake's taking the big hits, on the inside run, whereas Edmonds is kind of the more flashy back.
Yeah.
He's not taking that consistent beating in between the tackles. So
for sure.
Yeah. Everson Griffin to the Lions. Cowboys making a deal. Lions winning 2 in a row and picking up some help on the D.
Well, hopefully he plays better than he did on Dallas because he was a stud when he was in the Vikings, and I didn't even know. I knew, but I forgot he was on Dallas because he was doing absolutely nothing there.
Yeah, for sure. We kind of talked about Tom Brady already, but boys. He's looking real good the past few weeks.
He is.
Yeah.
He's got a decent run game. He's got a bunch of weapons. Gronk has stepped it up the past 2 weeks. That offense is clicking. And their defense is probably top 5 in the league. Don't look now, but my prediction that Tampa would be like a 10-6, 9-7 team might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean they're rolling. They're figuring it out. We've been saying it for most of the season that it's going to take a little bit of time for Tom to get used to everyone, but they seem to be doing well, and they're only going to get better with AB. Bruce Arians said today that, Bruce said today that he looks great. Like, he's in football shape right now, and his first workout with the team went very well.
Yeah, it's never been a question of what he can do on the field. It's what he does off the field that could be the issue.
Yep.
But hopefully Tom keeps him reined in.
I'm on Team AB big time.
Yeah. Their receiving core is stupid with AB. Des Bryant signed on the Ravens practice squad. Kind of made fun of this in our group chat. Like, what are they going to do next? Sign Terrell Owens? But I know that Bryant's only 32, but he wasn't fast to begin with. Probably has lost a step from tearing his Achilles and not really playing. And if they need him to be just like a red zone target, they already have Andrews that's that guy.
I don't know, man. I personally think this makes the Ravens offense better.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either. Like, yeah.
There's a reason Des Bryant took basically the whole season to sign with New Orleans, and then he got hurt. Like, if teams thought he was a viable option, he would have been signed in the offseason last year.
Yeah, but I just think the core concept of giving Lamar a large receiver to throw the ball to does not make them...
Yeah, but is he a large, good receiver anymore?
Man, Lamar's not a good passer, so it doesn't really matter.
So it might not help the offense.
Well, it might. Maybe he's a bigger target for Lamar to hit.
Yeah, fair.
And they're not signing Dez to,
if Lamar's looking for a big target, he's already got Andrews.
That's what I said. Like,
so really, come on.
I don't know.
And that other huge tight end that looks exactly like Andrews.
I'm not saying I'm terrified of the Ravens offense now that they signed Des Bryant, but I'm not going to say it's a bad move.
We'll see. We don't even know if he's going to make the roster. He's only on the practice roster.
We've all been saying that they need a big receiver for so long.
Yeah, I meant like a relevant one though.
Never know.
We'll see. But yeah, I'm not convinced until I see him play. Chris Godwin out this week with a broken finger. Tape it up. Yeah, let's go.
No, he had finger surgery earlier this week.
Tape it up.
Agreed.
Coward. Just kidding. But they expect...
And literal surgery.
Yeah, tape, bro. Take some pills. Joe Thornton played the playoffs on a torn ACL. He's fine with a broken finger. But they only expect him to miss 1 week.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. AB can't be back, so look for Evans to actually do something.
Yeah. AB's back in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think it's, week 9?
Yep. 9.
Christian McCaffrey back at practice, expected to come off the IR. See how he does. Davis owners try and squeeze one of your friends right now, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he'll play this week.
I think so too.
Does this injury affect McCaffrey's performance the rest of the year? Not in himself personally, but just the team seeing that they have more than one option at running back. Plus, he's proved himself this year. So, do you see McCaffrey seeing less snaps, I guess I should say?
I could see him getting a few less snaps just to keep him fresh. I still think he's going to be the workhorse, but Davis has proved that he deserves a few more touches a game.
I agree.
I think McCaffrey will still be far and away the touch leader.
As he should.
But I think he loses a few.
Well, and it's not necessarily snaps per se, but I think having him gone for most of the season so far has been an eye-opening experience for the Panthers in and of itself. He was their offense. They would not throw the ball, period.
Or throw it to him. But
they would, and they would throw it. Exactly. So now they have receivers that Teddy Bridgewater has confidence in.
Yeah, Robbie and
playbook has evolved.
Robbie and DJ have looked really good with McCaffrey out. I'm pretty sure Teddy Bridgewater's 5th or 6th in passing yards in the NFL.
Yeah. So is Christian McCaffrey going to be still a fantasy all-star? Yes. Is he going to average 30 points a game like he was? No, probably not.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
No, I agree with you guys too, actually.
But yeah, good question, Harry.
Anything else here before we move into week 8, boys?
Well, just more of like some general news is what like I've been hearing from around the league is that the trade deadline is going to be a snoozer because there is like, what is it, the 48-hour incubation period for a player being traded before they can join the team. So the census around the league is most teams are going to be making their moves a few days before the trade deadline. So what people are expecting is there's not even going to be anything.
Yes. You mean in terms of COVID testing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they're going to make these trades a few days before the deadline so players can get in the building.
Cool.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. I got no more news.
We got some divisional matchups in week 8, boys. Some big ones. And I don't think any is bigger than Pittsburgh and Baltimore this week. Pittsburgh's 6-0. Baltimore's 5-1, 4-1.
Yep.
Like, it's they're 5-1. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Two really good defenses, two pretty good offenses. Like, this could be a hell of a football game in a huge division rivalry.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's gonna run away with this.
Like, not close?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I disagree. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great game too. Pittsburgh just finds a way to not like blow teams out.
That's true. They are a very meticulous offense. I don't know, but I just think Baltimore's offense isn't going to be able to do anything against Pittsburgh's team.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I love that matchup, though. I can't wait to watch that this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be good.
New England-Buffalo, another divisional matchup. Patriots haven't looked good. Buffalo only beat the Jets by 8. It's the Bills can really cement their spot atop the division if they beat New England this week.
Yeah, I think they crushed New England. Again, like, I don't think this will be a good game.
We'll see. Like, they barely skated past the Jets.
Yeah, but dude, the Patriots pulled their starting quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I like that one too, but yeah, I mean, New England's looked really bad. Your boys, the Raiders, Harry, taking on Cleveland, could be a good game.
Raiders, yeah, I think it'll be a good game.
Raiders are rolling right now. I think they're playing pretty good football.
They are.
Yeah, like
Cleveland is kind of just lost.
Cleveland's got a good D though, and the Raiders have a good offense. And Cleveland has a very meh offense and a very not good defense. So this game's probably going to be closer than I'd like it to be. But
we'll Cleveland's run game is pretty nasty, but just like ever since Chubb went out, Hunt's production's almost gone down too. Like when they had the 1-2 and were always kind of rested, it seemed like
coming
it
on
was
the field.
Yeah. But yeah, Cleveland's definitely a run-first team, especially with Odell out now.
Yeah.
Chargers and Broncos, another divisional one. Both teams 2-4. Drew Lock is back, has been for a couple. Herbert looks really good. I think this is a Chargers win.
Yeah.
I mean, Chargers are rolling. I don't know. I think the Broncos can make a step. It was Drew Lock's first game back post-injury. He looked kind of not comfortable.
Yeah, I like this could also be a really good game. Like Herbert's looked really good.
Yeah.
Big fan of how he's played. Yeah, we'll have to see. Like it just seems like it's all the big divisional games. Like at the Falcons and Carolina on Thursday.
Yep.
That'll be a good one. Maybe. Falcons will probably go up 20 and lose. As is tradition, boys.
Gotta be.
Yeah. And then Saints in Chicago. I think this also could be a great game. Like, New Orleans, again, like kind of meh this year. Yeah. Chicago, I don't think deserves the 5-2 record, personally. We'll have to see if Nick Foles can kind of guide that offense again because they were just awful.
But Nick Foles minus Allen Robinson, so yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, the Saints could bounce. I mean, I could see Kamara getting $1 million, so I'm happy with that.
And I could see Lattimore getting 2 TDs on defense, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, and then there's also, I mean, this is going to be not a good game, but Dallas, Philly.
Yeah. Philly could really pull away in the division there from Dallas if they win this one. Be a whole game and a half up on them. And don't count out Washington either. They're only a half game back of Philly.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of divisional games. We also have Seattle versus San Fran.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of divisional matchups.
Pretty good week of football.
San Fran, Seattle could be good too. Seattle's another one of those teams that just doesn't really blow teams out. Like, they're a kind of just stay a little bit ahead team or a comeback team.
Yeah.
So that could be a good game. San Fran's looked pretty good the last 2 weeks. After we kind of were like, oh shit, they might not be very good. Yeah, that's lots of good matchups this week. It'll be a busy Sunday. It'll be the Panthers and the Falcons. Well, you're probably listening to this either just before or just after the game, but Panthers and Falcons on Thursday. I'll be tuning in so that I can get my heart broken early and just enjoy Sunday football. Be a nice little change for me.
Oh, yeah.
Never know. They might show up.
Yeah, we'll see. We good?
Yep, we're good.
Off
Let's
the
get into
picks. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm fired up again, boys. We'll just go down the list here. Last week's results. Harry went 1-2-1. Tough week. Seattle -3.5 lost. Tennessee -1 versus Pittsburgh lost. And then you had Cleveland -3 versus Cincy, and that one tied because Cleveland -3. That's your second tie of the season, Harry.
You love those ties. Thanks, Charles.
Got it. Yeah. And then your win was Detroit +2.5 versus Atlanta. So now Harry is 13-13-2 on the season, a nice even 500.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah. Eli?
Yeah, I'm continuing to slide.
Yeah.
Not doing well.
1-2-1 as well. You had Tampa -3.5 versus Vegas that won. Your tie was also Cleveland -3 versus Cincy. You had Seattle -3.5 versus Arizona, that lost, and you had New Orleans -7.5 versus Carolina. They only won by 3, so that one lost as well. 13-14-1 for Eli, just under that 500 mark.
Yeah, it's just tough.
I only lost one game this week. 2-1-1. I had Pittsburgh +1 versus Tennessee. That one won. Green Bay -3.5 versus Houston just seemed like a gimme. I couldn't believe you two didn't take that action. Cleveland -3 versus Cincy tied for me as well, so all three of us tied on that game. And then my lone loss, the damn Dirty Birds, looked good there for a sec. I mean, I would have lost either way. If they would have not scored that touchdown and kicked the field goal, they would have won by 2. And it's a -2.5 line, so I lost that one either way. And I am now 14-13-1. Good enough to squeeze back into first place, boys. Me and Harry
this week.
Me and Harry have been jockeying for that one spot all year.
I'm coming for it.
And with that, Eli, what do you got in week 8?
Okay. I am going to take Pittsburgh +3.5 versus Baltimore. I'm going to then take Las Vegas +2.5 versus Cleveland. Then on Thursday, I'm going to take the Falcons curse +2.5 versus Carolina.
You sicken me.
And then I'm going to take Detroit +2.5 versus Indy. So you did hear that right. I am taking an upset card this week for the first time in Squib Kick Radio history, with Pittsburgh +3.5 versus Baltimore, Las Vegas +2.5 that is against Cleveland, Atlanta +2.5 against Carolina, and then Detroit +2.5 against Indy. Let's go.
All dogs.
Upset card. Yep.
All
Dogs
right.
gotta eat. Let's go.
Eli looking to make a big move this week.
New strategy change, man. I can't buy a win here, so we're gonna change it up.
Harry, at 13-13-2, what do you got this week?
All right. I put LA -3.5 versus Miami, but it's actually the LA Rams. Good thing I knew that. Next, I've got Tennessee -5.5 versus Cincy. Cincy's not good, period. Next, Seattle -3 versus San Francisco. San Fran played good last week, but again, I think Seattle is a top-tier team in the league this year. I just don't see Russ losing that game.
Yeah, tough for them to lose 2 divisional games in a row.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
And then I've got Buffalo -3.5 versus New England. Bill, I feel like, always has a good scheme put together whenever he plays Buffalo. I don't know what it is about those two teams, but yeah, New England looks bad. Bill can only do so much. I'm taking Buffalo -3.5. So
nice.
one more time, super quick. The Rams -3.5 versus the Dolphins. The Titans -5.5 versus the Bengals. Seattle blew it. I was saying the team names.
Wow, tough one. Tough one.
See the Seahawks -3 versus, I'm just gonna say San Fran and just blow this one all together. And then Buffalo -3.5 versus New England. It's kind of a wishy-washy recap, but there you go.
Yeah, you blew it, but that's okay. We still love you, Harry.
Thank you.
I will do my picks now at first place, guys. I'm going to also take Pittsburgh +3.5 versus Baltimore. I like this Pittsburgh team, and until they show me different, I think they're the second best team in the AFC right now, probably behind KC. I know statistically they're better than KC, but I'm not being crazy here. Tennessee -5.5 versus Cincy. Harry, I agree with you. Cincy's D is just awful. I think Henry has like 200 yards rushing that game. Buffalo -3.5 versus New England as well. I'm not a huge fan of it, but they should win. And then I'm going to take Green Bay -7 versus Minnesota. I know this is a big divisional game. Those two teams play each other tough, but I just think Green Bay is way better than Minnesota this year. So, yeah, there you go, boys.
I don't hate those Rails,
I like it.
but you never know. Your picks this year are fickle mistress, so
Yeah, it's been
not a lot of love going for not a lot of love for me this year.
Yeah. 0 people lost the survivor pool this week.
Hey, good job, everyone.
Still at 17 out of 85. Good work, everyone. I've won yet again this week for our fantasy team. We're now 4-3 after starting 0-3. 4-game heater for the boys. And we're taking on last year's champ this week, who's also 4-3. So, big statistical and standings battle this week.
We took some heat from the collective group as well for losing our own league. So y'all can suck it.
Yeah.
Good job, Rawls.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
4 in a row. Let's go.
Do we have any other promising matchups in the fantasy league or anyone of note? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Put Harry on the spot, putting you on the spot as well. What'd I do?
All right. Just give me 1 second here as we enter our league. The Squib Kick Football League, as we like to call it. I mean, there's got to be something, right? Got to be another good matchup here. Who do we got? We have 12th versus 11th, so that's a good one.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's honestly, no. There's 7th versus 3rd is probably the biggest other matchup besides us. Ours is 4th, who is us, versus 5th, who is the last year's champ. And then we have Fuchs versus Spobes, Milton Alexander versus Will Suck D's for RBs.
Great
That's
team
the
name.
3 versus 7 matchup. So, other than that, no, not really.
All right. Well,
So
I guess that's where we're at.
Yeah, boring times in our fantasy league besides those 2 matchups.
We're in the middle of the season. It's grind. Everyone's grinding. Everyone's working hard, so don't blame them. But, that's where we're at.
But,
okay, well, that's.
I just wanted to say one more thing here. The CFL lost 2 pretty influential people this week. Joey Moss, who was guest locker room attendant for the Oilers and Eskimos forever. He came around when Wayne Gretzky was young. He passed away at 57. Super tough. He was all over Edmonton sports. If you followed any Edmonton sports, you knew who Joey Moss was. And then David Braley, the owner of the BC Lions, also passed away this week. He kind of single-handedly kept the CFL going at some points. He was the BC Lions owner. He was paying the bills for the Argos for a while until they sold to MLSE. He owned the Tiger Cats for a little bit. He really did throw a lot of money into this league to keep it afloat when in the dark years. So, I guess just RIP to both of them.
RIP indeed. It's tough to see. Joey Moss is a sad one.
Oh, it's so sad.
So involved in all Edmonton sports.
Yeah, that was a tough one for sure.
All right. Well, thanks, Rawls, for ending us on a somber note.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back strong next episode. Thanks for that. Well, that's all we have. As always, check us out on the social medias at Squib Kick Radio. And with that, we will talk to you next week.
I got you stuck off the realness. Think not the shit's too hot. Too hot. Too hot. Rock you in your face. That your brain with your nose bone. I'm a vampire walking on the surface of the sun.